What is good, YouTube? In today's video, I'm gonna give you guys 5 elite loadouts you guys need to be using. So if you enjoyed the video, let's break 200 likes. Make sure you subscribe, those notifications turned on, and let's get into it. All right, so for our first gun here today, I want to show you guys a build for the Cypher 91. This is one of the best, if not the best, long-range ARs to use. A lot of people like using this, the Grau, the GPR, FFAR, so there's a lot of great options, but this is a really solid one, especially for Resurgence. It's really good. So let's hop in here and show you guys how to build this thing out. First thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go through on the Volziski Reflex. This is my go-to whenever I'm running an assault rifle, especially because I primarily play on Rebirth Island, so I think this, normally speaking, works out very nicely. This is one of those ARs where you can definitely go ahead and use the Jason Armory or the Willis 3 times. Both of those are going to be perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable options to run. But largely speaking, if you're playing something like Resurgence, you don't really need that. Having something like a red dot of some sort can be a little bit better. And of course, when I do that, I go into the customize section and throw on the blue dot, so I get that nice blue dot, red dot sight. Next up, muzzle section, we're gonna throw on the compensator here to help us out with our overall vertical recoil control. You guys definitely should be running this. It makes this gun so much better in terms of like the ability to hit shots farther down range. I know some people may like to go for the mono suppressor, and I've experimented around with that, but I'd say that largely speaking, if you want to hit some real good shots at distance, you probably just want to go for the regular compensator, and that's going to help you out way more than having a little extra damage range and bullet velocity on that. Get help unlocking Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos in Black Ops 6 with Mitch Cactus. They're absolutely the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty right now. Whether you want something across multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone, they're completely legitimate for all platforms. They're super trusted by the community, and you may have seen them all over YouTube, and that's for good reason. They'll unlock all your camos, augments, and more without needing to lift a finger, with over 17,000 reviews and thousands of personalized vouchers. They're the go-to for all things in Call of Duty. Use code CHUCK at checkout for 5% off. Underbarrel section, or not bad, underbarrel section. Barrel section, we're gonna go throw on the Gain Twist barrel. The reason we're doing this here is just because our damage at effective range, while it's not absolutely ridiculous, right? We love that increase in bullet velocity up to 1,247 meters per second. And also, I've been really, personally enjoying having a lot more bullet velocity on my ARs, even for something like Rebirth Island, where you could probably get away with running the reinforced barrel, just because it's like your shots hit so much faster, and it seems like they just hit harder in general. So it's like, I kind of just rather go for the Gain Twist instead of the Reinforce. We're not going for an 8 attachment build here, so the Gain Twist, I do believe, is the move. Underbarrel section, pretty standard. You guys just want to go for the vertical foregrip on this thing. And then in the magazine, you guys want to go for extended mag 2. So that right there is going to be my full Cypher 91 build. Next up, I want to give y'all a build here for the LC10. This is still the king. The top dog for all of SMGs. You guys should just be using this if you are going to compete. I did see someone say in my comment section they wish people use something else other than this in ranked play, but it's like people in ranked are going for top SR, so they're going to use what's the best, and the LC10 is the best. So first attachment, we're gonna go throw on extended mag 2 just because, well, speaking of ranked play, a lot of guys in ranked will go for extended mag 1. They'll run a slightly different setup, but we're gonna use this for public match, you know, public Rebirth Island multiplayer, whether you're just playing regular Resurgence, Resurgence casual, you're playing for dance, doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're playing regular modes, this will work perfectly fine. Rear grip section here, you guys want to go through on the ergonomic grip, dive to fire, slide to fire, ADS speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. All great things. This is my go-to on all of my SMGs, so I always like to run that. Stock section, what you guys should be doing is going for one of two options. First one being the Infiltrator. Personally, this is what I'm going to be choosing right now, but the other good option is the Balance stock. So the Infiltrator, when I'm playing, you know, and I'm trying to do my solo quads and stuff like that, you guys should watch some of my gameplay on the channel. But when I'm doing my solo quads games, like, I really do enjoy having that extra strafe speed to strafe back and forth. I hate a lot of my shots, makes me a harder target to hit when I'm strafing back and forth. So overall, I think the Infiltrator is better than the Balanced, at least as that's my opinion as of right now. But you're not really going to go wrong using either of them. Don't really recommend the no stock. It's not that great for this gun. I recommend using Infiltrator or Balanced. Underbarrel section, what you guys want to go do is keep it very simple and run the Ranger foregrip. Gets you that sprinting movement speed along with horizontal recoil control. I mean, this doesn't really require a lot of recoil control. The LC10 is one of the lowest recoil guns in the entire game. I mean, it just really doesn't move a whole lot. So anyone that has trouble controlling the recoil on this thing, I don't know what to tell you. You got to get some better thumbs. But the Ranger foregrip is the move. And then, of course, lastly, in the barrel section, we're throwing on the long barrel to increase our damage range. Puts you out to 16.1 meters, which is great. I had someone actually talking to me in my comment section saying that, you know, why did I, when I've done some of my videos and I've actually shot the dummies, why do you not go to that second tier of dummies? So there's like one of my TikTok comments. But because you have like your 10 meters and like your 25 meters, and it's like, well, you really want to make sure your SMG is only good for that like initial first dummy, because that's that 10 meter mark, and at maximum you might be using them for like 20 meters. Outside of that, whip out your AR. Like, the damage drop off is going to be pretty severe, and then on top of that, you're going to start feeling the bullet velocity at that 25 plus meter mark. So like, don't do that. Just use like an AR outside of that distance. Like, this is for close quarters, not for like sniper support range. 25 plus meters, like sniper support range. So that right there is my full build. Next up, I want to give you all a build here for the Compact 92. I think this thing is very slept on, and I don't really understand why. I mean, it's one of the fastest TTK SMGs, if not the fastest, up to about that 13 meter range, which is like pretty good. So it's like, you definitely should be really enjoying this, especially if you're playing Rebirth, a lot of close quarters engagements. This will be really good for a lot of situations. So let's get in here and show you guys how to run it. So magazine, a couple options in here. Basically, extended mag 2 is going to be really solid, and same with extended mag 3. Keep in mind, you will be a little bit slower on extended mag 2 as opposed, extended mag 3, my bad, as opposed to extended mag 2. So largely, if you want more overall mobility, go for extended mag 2. And if you don't mind being slower and having 60 rounds in the mag, you know, I'm a 60 round mag kind of guy, but I probably don't go for that when I'm building this thing out. So I go for this. And a barrel, this is where some people may want to run the vertical foregrip, because this does have some kick to it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It does have some kick. It's not as much though, however, horizontal. It's a lot more vertical. So if you feel like this helps you at all, you can definitely run the vertical over the Ranger foregrip. But I would say I just go for the Ranger foregrip, and I'd kind of deal with the recoil, because I think this gun's amazing, and I'd rather have this as a built out as a prime SMG for close range as opposed to recoil control. Like, I want mobility. Speaking of building this out for, you know, prime close range, we're gonna throw in actually the long barrel here. This increasing our damage range to 13.7 meters. So essentially about 14 meters, 13 meters is where it's gonna have that fastest TTK. I mean, if you're not able to take people out, you're just not hitting your shots. It's going to have 50 to 60 rounds in the clip, almost an 1,100 round per minute fire rate. So regardless of what you're doing, hip fire or ADS, you should be able to take people out pretty quickly at close range. So definitely want to go ahead and run that on there. Also, side note, the integrated suppressor barrel is not that bad of an option. You could definitely get away with running this if you want to. It's not like, you know, forbidden. It's just not my preference. So my preference is the long barrel, and that's really that. Rear grip section, once again, you want to go for the ergonomic grip. Not going to explain this one here again. And then lastly, two real options in here. I'm saying two options because we're not only talking about the stock. So if you're going for the stock, you're going to want to go for the infiltrator or go for the balanced. It's kind of up to you. I've been leaning a lot more towards the infiltrator as of recent. So you guys can run this exactly like this, and you will deal with a little bit of recoil, or you can take off the stock right there and go into the muzzle and throw on the compensator, and that'll help you guys out with the overall vertical recoil. So either which way, you'll be good to go. Now with the number 4 slot, I want to give y'all a build here for the FFAR. So this is one of my favorite ARs to use right now. I love this, like the GPR. SWAT's real fun. I'm not really as much of, well, I shouldn't say SWAT, the GROW. But I really just like enjoy using this, and it's just satisfying. So it's something that I really enjoy putting on my loadouts. Just when I'm trying to go sweat it out, try hard, I go for the FFAR. So we're gonna throw the Volziski reflex on here, just to increase out, you know, our overall ability to see. It's not like you can use the iron sights if you really wanted to. They're pretty garbage. So you definitely want to go and do that. You can throw on the Kepler Microflex. This is one of those ARs I'd recommend staying away from, like a 2 to 3x, and just to go for a red dot of some sort. So kind of choose what you want. It's not going to make or break your build unless you choose a real wonky red dot sight that just is not good. Then, you know, maybe it will. But overall, throw that on there. Of course, we're going to go throw on our custom reticle here of the blue dot. That's what I always like to do. Muzzle section. I've done this a fair few times where I've experimented, but largely the compensator is the move. If you want to be more effective at distance, the compensator is the move. I have ran the mono suppressor. Listen, I've ran the mono suppressor. I've ran it with, you know, a variety of setups, and it is going to kick. Like, it is for sure going to kick, and you have to have real good skill on the game to be able to control this, especially at some distance. Even then, it is harder for me at distance to control it. So I'm trying to be real effective and not have to fight the recoil as much. I'm just going to go for the compensator. Barrel section, this is another case where I'm really starting to like some of these higher bullet velocity guns. And so what a lot of people recommend is the, you know, the reinforced barrel. You can see, you know, 1,087, almost 1,100 meters a second, 54.5 meters is great. But what I've been doing recently, running the gain twist, and you can see 1,305 meters a second, which is like wicked. That's super fast. It doesn't do anything for your damage range, but it's pretty largely hit scan up to about that 40-50 meter mark. And you're really not going to be feeling much damage drop off, and you're not battling people out across a map, especially not on Rebirth. This is probably more of a Rebirth style AR, but I recommend y'all just to go for the gain twist or the reinforced, but my pick right now is the gain twist. Underbarrel section, just want to go for the vertical. I mean, we ain't got to explain this one. It's just, it's the best thing in here. In the magazine, you want to go for extended mag 2, so you can have 60 rounds in the mag. This is a very high fire rate gun, almost 1,000 rounds per minute. So you want to make sure we got all the ammo in the mag that we can have. Obviously, within reason, I think the Kilo has like an 80 round mag or whatever it is. You don't need extended mag 3 on that. You just need the 60 round mag. So that right there is my full FFAR build. And last but not least, this is going to be a build for the Vaznev 9K. So this right here is a really solid SMG ever since it got buffed in the same patch, like the Vel, the MX9, some of the other guns like the Bass P even was in that. So a lot of these older SMGs are pretty solid, and I like to really mix it up when throwing in some of these into the top 5s. So let's get you guys a build for it. First thing in the barrel section, we're gonna go through on the CAS 1 254mm barrel. Just increases your fire accuracy, bullet velocity, and range. Firing aiming stability. This thing's really not gonna have many issues, but in terms of like stability. But overall, this is really solid, and it doesn't slow you down as much as something like the SA response barrel. So we want to make sure we just have this on here and we'll be good to go. Underbarrel section, we're just going to go for the very first option in here, which is the Jack Slash. Movement speed, sprint speed, and vertical recoil. Honestly, I have ran this a bit of a different way too, where I ran kind of like one of the hand stops on here, and it was perfectly fine. But if you guys want to go for something a little bit different, then like by all means, just go for the Jack Slash or one of those hand stops. They all do the same exact thing, so you'll be okay no matter what you choose over there. Magazine, of course, the 45 round mag. We never run a stock mag unless the SMG for whatever reason doesn't allow us to run a different magazine, or just comes with something that is absurdly good, like a 45 50 round mag stocked, and it's like we don't need to change it, right? After that, rear grip section, what we're going to do is throw on the true tack grip, sprint to fire, and aim down sight speed. Awesome sauce, does what we need it to, makes this thing faster. And then in the stock section, couple options in here. So I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I ran this with the no stock, and you'd be very, very surprised. Ever since that update, it was pretty useful. So you can try it out, but I can't remember if I had a, a muzzle on it, which did help me at all. So I'd have to go back and look, but I did run the no stock, and that was solid. But if you're trying to build it out exactly properly for this build, I'd recommend the Marquis R7 stock or the Otrizat, and to choose between those two. So for this one, we're going to throw in the Marquis R7, and this right here, honestly, is going to be a great build. So that's my full build. That's been my top 5. If you guys enjoyed, give it a like, subscribe, check out this other video on screen. I'll see you all next time.